Hi, welcome to a new video. Again, thank you for choosing to spend some time with me. I really appreciate it. Um, this is filmed in the same day as the previous video about um, facing the demons of my disordered eating. And this is a few hours later. Um, I had a really bad anxiety attack and I just had the need to talk. Um, I wanted to talk about loneliness. Um, Loneliness as a person with borderline, as a person with depression and anxiety, and as an immigrant, and someone who is basically pretty much alone in this city and in this country. Uh, I don't really have a support system. I don't really have friends currently. I like to say currently because it kind of gives the hope, that eventually I will make meaningful connections. Uh, for many, many years, I was very isolated because of life circumstances. Um, I used to live in another country, then some global events happened in this region, and I had to, or decided to leave my previous location. Uh, so once again, uh, I self isolated a lot because of my mental health issues, and I was isolated by the circumstances and by someone else. Uh, so right now I feel really very lonely. I feel like I don't have that shoulder. I feel like I don't have someone to go for coffee. And I'm still struggling quite badly with my uh, what I call hidden disability that you really cannot see, but it's there. Like my issues to being able to walk properly sometimes, um, and right now being in a very non-accessible place at all. Like the area where I am is super non-accessible. The building, everything. So I really cannot really go out. Um, Today I noticed something. It just clicked today for me, but it's something that I noticed already uh, some time ago. It's like I have the need to have meaningful and interesting conversations, and I don't currently have that. Um, the only person with whom I currently engage in that kind of meaningful, interesting, stimulating for the mind conversations is my therapist, who is actually a very educated man, very smart and very willing to learn. And in that aspect, he treats me as an equal when it comes to this kind of conversations, and he's always willing to learn from me, the same as I'm always willing to learn from anyone. you know I think that's some characteristic that I enjoy in people. So during our sessions, during that hour, apart from going into whatever thing that we need to go on, um, about my healing process, sometimes we also talk a little bit about literature or um, whatever it might be, anthropology, sometimes, whatever topic of interest. And right now, that is the only person with whom I can engage in that kind of conversation. And I feel the need to have more people to do that with. Um, I've tried some online communities. Um, it just maybe it's just because of really this level of loneliness that I'm feeling, that I don't feel it works. I think that I feel that I need to have someone in the same city or someone physically close to me. Because even when currently I cannot go to my therapist office, I don't see him physically, but he's at least in the same city. So I think it gives me some idea that okay, you are not super absolutely completely alone in this city, even though I currently kind of am, you know. Uh, so today I had this very big anxiety attack, and I was trying just to cope. I made tea, I played some soft music, tried to calm myself down, and I realized just how lonely I am currently. And this is kind of sad. And then I sometimes used to wonder, wow, how do YouTubers or Instagram influencers or whoever just film themselves crying or being telling the saddest story in the universe? And now I kind of get it, because sometimes you just need to. And I know that this takes a lot to share, these kind of things. When you are sometimes so hopeless, and my life changed radically, radically, radically in the past, hmm, in the past weeks, especially. You know, my world turned completely upside down. And I find myself just trying to navigate life in this way, and with mental illness, and with no support system, and with not very many resources at all at the moment because of the many things that happened. So it's kind of this survival mode that I'm going through, like eternal survival mode at this point. And I wonder if it will ever end. If we think objectively, it will end. It will end. It's just that right now it feels like it's all too much. And I understood that big need, of just talking about something that you find interesting or challenging, um, and how I don't currently have anyone to do that. And it kind of hit me hard. This is, of course, something that I'm going to discuss with my therapist to see how I can navigate that big, deep level of loneliness, uh, or how it makes me feel that I don't have anything to offer. Or sometimes I think that people will find me boring, that I don't have anything interesting to say. It kind of all plays, it's like snowball effect. That one thing leads to another, one thought leads to another, and not very positive. Uh, so I think that most people with borderline are also we tend to have the need to have other people around, or at least someone who is important to you, to whom or with whom you can spend time and rely on, and this and that. And sometimes it even becomes unhealthy, like sometimes we can be really very codependent. So for me, finding myself absolutely alone, pretty much alone in the world, um, having to anchor myself, being my own anchor, it's something that I'm learning. And now that I say it out loud, I'm kind of proud of. of my work, and the progress that I've made in that. It doesn't mean that it doesn't get hard sometimes. Like right now, I'm feeling very, very lonely. Uh, and I just needed to get it out of my chest. You know, and I know that there might be someone out there who is also feeling the same. And this is when I think that okay, maybe maybe these videos are not really for nothing. I don't believe they are for nothing. They are kind of me documenting my journey, sharing some information, willing to educate if someone needs some clarification just from my experience, as I'm not a professional, but from my experience. But if someone out there is also feeling lonely and decides to watch this video because of that, I think that would make me smile. So as always, thanks for watching. Um, I I hope you are safe, as I always say. Please consider subscribing and interacted with my content. That is not just for the algorithm. I'm a very, very small YouTuber at this point. It also just simply makes me happy. So thank you very much and see you in the next video.